Imagine the smell of fresh grass, hordes of people cheering for you as you walk onto the football pitch. The whistle blows, and suddenly you find yourself in a tangle with another player 100 pounds heavier than you. You try getting out, but suddenly everything goes black.
According to MedStar Health, boys sports accounted for 53% of athlete exposure and 75% of all concussions. Unfortunately, there has been no way to accurately detect neurological impairments and concussions instantly on the field.
Interestingly enough, extensive research has shown that neurological diseases have strong correlations to subtle optical movements. Despite this research, no product has been created to check for these conditions in real time. We present to you OcularSense, intelligent goggles that diagnose neurological diseases within minutes.
One must simply wear the device for 2.5 minutes and perform normal activities such as walking around or reading a book. During these periods, the device will monitor your eye movement and detect many conditions with high accuracy using an artificial intelligence-based framework. Our tool identifies regions of the face, eyes, and landmark positions to create a calibration network so that no matter where your face moves, we can get an accurate estimation of the location and minute movements of the eyes. OcularSense also implements an appearance-based network that uses the reflection of the eye, known as the glint, and the shape of an eye, known as the ellipse. This develops Euler angles that estimate where exactly in visual stimuli a patient is looking.
Typically, most optical products merely correct impairments in one's eye. However, there's yet to be an established device that uses the ways our eyes move to diagnose far more pressing neurological impairments. Competitors in this market include more manual processes, such as a spit test. Such simulations, however, are incredibly extensive in length. They require practitioners to take samples collected into labs for further review and analysis. Now, when a football player or patient is faced with an impossible life-threatening condition, time is of the essence.
While more manual operations like the spit test or MRI scans can yield greater accuracy of results and cost less when it comes to diagnosing neurological diseases, the margin is narrow. According to Beth Israel Lahey Health, spit tests are indeed accurate at 93%, yet neurological eye trackers can yield slightly less accurate results, but with a variety of other functionalities. Manual procedures like the spit test are inherently limited. They typically are restricted to one neurological impairment, while our revolutionary product can diagnose many.
Benefits of our product are twofold. Not only does it diagnose a wide host of diseases and shorten the time necessary to diagnose a patient, but it also allows us to plot behavioral activity in complex everyday situations. Our goggles use two separate camera sensors with telephoto lenses that delineate a three-dimensional picture of one's face. The glasses frame allows us to have a stable and accurate image of the eye so one can track to a frame rate of up to 120 times per second, which is incredibly fast. The data is then analyzed using deep learning algorithms to identify abnormal eye reflexes. In clinical eye tests of patients with Parkinson's, dementia, multiple sclerosis, and ADHD, we can find unique eye patterns associated with each neurological disease. For example, in the multiple sclerosis group in the slide you can see here, patients' eyes have a hard time distinguishing between two adjacent objects and the foveation between them.
Fortunately, the necessary eye tracking technology is already in the market. If you look at our demo here, one can see our scanner using convolutional neural network to recognize nuances in one's retinal eye shifts, which is correspondingly stored in a data library.
Now let's zone in on the market space and intended customers and non-customers. Our current market lies in youth sports. Our first tier features medical clinics, which would later be used for physical checkups. Tier 2 includes regular citizens and medical who refuse to use this technology given uncertainty around modern technology. These people prefer the hospitality of their local physicians. Tier 3 features military applications, where the technology can be applied to existing equipment like helmets and goggles.
As we close out our presentation, we would like to take the time to highlight our ERRC grid, which creates a full-scale state-of-the-art model for our device. We hope to eliminate the lengthy process needed to diagnose diseases, reduce the elapsed time required to detect various complications, raise the breadth of diseases that can be diagnosed by software, and create a novel consumer tool that receives the medical care that you need.
This tool also is useful to understand specific cognitive and motor issues in everyday situations, giving us greater insight into how people interact with their surroundings. Wearing this device in a car, for example, can show us how drivers interact with the roads around them or why they may crash. We plan to sell OcularLens to coaches, youth sports organizers, therapy centers, physician clinics, and more. The cost of each equipment will be roughly $500, offering low-cost alternatives to MRI scanners and other manual processes. We plan to ensure the success of our business by creating new standards for concussions and neurological diseases to create equitable technology for outpatient clinics in rural areas. It is these small steps we can take to democratize brain health care for all.
Thank you.